Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of FBO Live, where we quickly identify and dissect opportunities worth pursuing on FBO.gov. If you've not gotten a chance, please take a look at some of the other videos I've posted. If you're into government contracts, this is definitely the right place you want to be. I post different types of content up about all sides of government contracting. If this is something you're interested in, I definitely think you'd like the content that I've been creating. On today's episode, I want to take things a little bit slower. On the last few recordings I've done, I did like 5 and 20 minutes, so I had to go through them a little bit quicker. So today, you can see I pulled up a couple. I want to go a little bit more in depth in them. So let's jump in. First one I pulled up. This is a source of sought. Posted today, October 12th, 2018. It's due in a week. The NAICS code 561110, professional services. There's no set aside yet. Contracting officer is Abelardo Lopez, with a specialist right behind him being Mr. Ron Asher. This is for Deers and Rapid Support Services. Again, Fort Bragg, North Carolina Army. Want to go ahead and pull up this. So here's the source of sought synopsis. It is pretty short, but it looks like they've got 6 questions or 6 points that they're calling out. I'll quickly go into this. The government intends to procure for the USARCs, the Army Reserve Centers, this eligibility reporting system, the DEER system, that works with the CAT cards, so for 32 sites in 19 different states plus Puerto Rico. They're definitely going small business on this, assuming that at least 2 small businesses can do this. If you have any socioeconomic class, they want to hear from you. Pretty boilerplate stuff. This is not an RFQ. They already know that they want to use the NAICS code with a size standard of 7.5 million. They're saying this is a follow-on, so they already have this in place. This is a draft PWS for an IDIQ, the indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity, which technically is them saying they don't know what it's going to take, but they know what they need. It's up to you to tell them what it's going to take, but they're kind of being somewhat specific by giving you the sites. But it may be a number of licenses at each site that you may need, and maybe that's the part where the contractor has to tell them. So the contractor is required to have at least one individual that is considered the manager at each location. Okay, I mean that's kind of crazy. That's good to know. They're saying this is CONUS and OCONUS, which is different than what the posting reads, I believe. This is 20 different states. This doesn't. 32 sites, 20 different states. That doesn't sound OCONUS to me. I might ask that question if this was something I were to pursue. This is what they want in your response, however. Name, point of contact, Duns and Cage, socioeconomic status, next. Whether you have a JV or any teaming, next. Any experience, complexity, size, scope of past performance that you have, next. Talk about how they can best structure these contract requirements. That's really their job. Whenever I respond to that question, I leave it pretty vague, or just let them know that they're doing a good job the way that they're doing it, keeping it real. Next. Identify any condition or action that may be having the effect of unnecessarily restricting competition. Send that to the advocate for competition, to Scott Cukes. Interesting. But they're anticipating this to be a 5-year contract, probably a base plus 4. When you submit your response, send it to the contracting officer and to the specialist. And then any questions, you can do the same. Pretty straightforward. I'm not going to open all these documents for the interest of time. This is probably going to show you the sites. This is the historical workload. Yeah. I do want to look at one of these, though. I'm curious what the sites are because of that Oconus question that I had. Yeah, this is all USA all the way, baby. That CONUS thing may have just been a boilerplate type thing that somebody put in or left in to the PWS. To me, it's a big difference. It's a big deal, especially if you have to have a manager on site and you have sites that are located across the globe. You know, U.S. Army bases that are stationed at our allies. I'll just look at the historical workload, and that'll be the last one that I open up for this one. All right. Pardon me, I like to start from the end and work my way back up. So this is why it's an IDIQ, because here's specifically all the different, you know, divisions and battalions and things that need support. It's telling you the number of common access cards that need to be supported. Historically, this is what was done. Okay. Interesting. So, I really want to get down to like what exactly this is, though. Yeah. Here's something that's more in depth. I want to know if it's a license that they want. I mean, I know about the DEER system, but this PWS requires a contractor to provide services supporting the USARC and providing personnel for the issuance of DoD ID cards, to include common access cards. So this is just people. This is people. If so, I like that. I like people. I like staffing people. Especially something like this that's non-technical. You need an FCO, secret cleared facility. All right. Yep. Contractor personnel shall maintain. Yeah, standard IAT level 1. The program manager shall have 5 years of DEERs. Definitions. Again, this is a source of SOC, guys, and they only have this much information from the previous contract. The project manager / SSM. I was going to say service and support, but no. I still think it's subject matter expert of some sort. So now they're talking about the SSM. SSM. What in the hell is an SSM? It's probably something really easy that's going to make me look stupid. The government and the acronyms. Anyways. They're still continuing on with the duties. Contractor manpower reporting, and that's it. That's what I thought. So if you have any questions, you will more than likely get more information when the solicitation comes out. And again, I may be missing something because I haven't looked at every document. Yeah, no, not what I wanted. No. So like I was starting to say, you get more information when the pricing comes. They may give you, it's the training requirement. They may give you hours, or if it is for providing the people, which we know at least you're providing the program managers and the SSMs, whatever the hell those are. If this is pure people, I mean, it is a people NAICS code, and they're using the word support services. So that's really what I do think this is. For providing bodies, but giving the hours, and they may give you an allocation for how many hours per site, per state, or per location, or per base, or however they break it up in an Excel sheet or something. At least right now you have a decent amount, and they're probably holding that information back until the solicitation is released. So this one is not bad. They're saying the CONUS and OCONUS, but I have not seen any of the OCONUS, so I would definitely keep an eye on that for when the solicitation comes out as well. Know that you have to have a secret clearance, so if you don't have that, or you can't get that by the time this is awarded, may not want to pursue this because you're going to be spinning your wheels. But if you do, it might not be a bad idea to start asking some easy questions to these folks in contracting, just to kind of get your name out there. If they don't know you, send them your capability statement. Let them know that you're interested. Put a watch on this so it comes to your email when the pre-solicitation comes out. If you do have a socioeconomic status, when you reach out to them, maybe try to influence to get a set aside of some sort, whether it's woman-owned, service-disabled, hub zone, 8A. If you have any friends or fellow compadres in the industry that you can encourage them to respond to this, it might influence the set aside to go in your way to make a pool that's more favorable for you winning this contract. So it's kind of what my path forward on this one would be. Let's hop on over to this next one, because there was 5 or 6 of these posted and they all looked like they were different, so I was kind of curious. So this is a solicitation by the U.S. Postal Services for contract delivery services. That's pretty intuitive to understand. It's a contract agreement between the U.S. Postal Service and an individual or company for the delivery and collection of mail. That's what we all were thinking. There's no set aside on this, so if this is a full and open competition, I usually don't bid those, but I'll go ahead and see. I mean, usually when there's no set aside, that's what that indicates. I'll go ahead and open the first document here. And every agency has a different way of writing out their request for proposals. Looks like the postal office uses this format, just like they put it on a Word document or something. But they're being super upfront here with proposal submission instructions. At least you don't have to dig for it. Here's what they want. They want these all these forms and plus your reps and certs. They're not going to reimburse you for proposal costs. Darn, really? You're not? It's a cost worksheet. Assuming they would want you to fill this out so that they can see the nitty-gritty of what you'd be paying people to make sure you're quoting it correctly, and so that they can compare you apples to apples to your fellow competition. Contract personnel questionnaire. Pre-award questionnaire and assets and liability statement. Really? They want to see this about your business. Man, they're getting all up on your business about your business. Reps and certs. Well, there's a familiar face. Got a employee. Any employees would have to sign this NDA and have it returned before they start working as a driver. And think about it. This is mail, so I don't know what the clearance requirement for this. It may be top secret. I'm not sure. It depends. I've run into that before. Yeah, W-9. A lot of this is for if you get the contract. Yeah, how to obtain a DUNS number. Like the Postal Service does things definitely different when they put their proposal packages together, or request for proposal packages. Oh, here's the request for proposal. PS Form 7435. All right. Statement of work. Gotta love the font on these. Shoo. Wow. Giving you an estimated number of miles and boxes. They're giving you, all right, they're kind of giving you like a road map layout here. On dirt road to cement road. So here's literally the route. Here is the route. Street to US Highway 31, left on US Highway 31 to Smithwood Heights, left on Smithwood to US 31. So you can calculate. But I mean, I'm assuming you're using their vehicles. I mean, you have to use the US Postal Vehicle, right? So I don't know how much this pertains. It's just going to depend. Basically, the route is going to determine the duration that your employee is going to work. Vehicles used on this route must be equipped with roof-mounted warnings. So again, I don't know. The supplier will be required to provide, as a minimum, the vehicle indicated below. So you got to provide a vehicle. Don't want to not price that in there. You got to get insurance. Yeah. Yep. Interesting. I haven't seen one quite like this before. Yeah, you don't want to have a dirty truck, and you don't want to be taking drugs or alcohol. Yeah, this is how they want your guys to dress, guys and gals. So this is once you win the contract, your people have to be vetted to make sure they're going to let them work. Insurance requirements, there you go. This physical address, points served, and they've got this Evergreen, Alabama. And this here, they got a big mess here. And here's a statement of work. Kind of. But more interestingly, yeah, evaluation factors. Offer's ability to meet all the requirements. It's going to be pass-fail on your eligibility. And then your past performance. They want to know your quality and timeliness and your business relations. Supplier capability is less important than your ops plan and your and it's the same as your past performance. And here's the ops plan. Basically, how's your business set up and how you're able to do this. And then your price proposal evaluation. So this award will be made to the offerer who proposes the best value to the postal service. Does not sound like a lowest price. This is best value. Does not mean you want to come in high, because you probably will not be found to be price reasonable. Still be competitive, but you need to put a lot of focus on selling your past performance. They want somebody who's knows what they're doing. They've done this, you know. Messing up the mail is not something that they want to have a spotlight on. I mean, they're the post office, so they can't. They value that over just a company coming in with the lowest price. Cool. That's pretty straightforward. Detours, so many things you got to consider when you do this, but it's not all that bad, I promise. I've done some mail contracts myself. Once you get going, it's fine. It's the fuel index. Yeah, and here's your wage determination. Your SCA wage. You want to make sure this is a Service Contract Act. Make sure they have a box checked. They're putting that in there like it is. But to be sure, sometimes I like to ask the question. And I think we're good, guys. I don't think I need to jump into these other ones. We've ran long enough today. So again, thank you for watching this episode of FBO Live. If you enjoyed this type of content, you know, like I said, I usually go through them much faster. Today I went slower. We only went through 2 because I wanted to go in a little more of a deep dive. Really what I like to do on these is make a quick bid, no bid, to show you guys how I do it. It's generally how I do it. And that's what I'll continue to do in the next video after this one. So don't forget to like and subscribe if you've got some value out of this video, and we will see you next time.